at the New Brunswick Legislature on a Tuesday night. Beautiful night. Beautiful evening. I am so tired. Rode a bicycle today about 30 miles. Yes, I still have it. Peniac. Go that way. It's a good trip on a bicycle, the trails. Anyway, usually I'm going to talk about one individual. Just one individual. And usually this individual, many people notice that this individual is missing. Or, you know, like everybody in this city that you see on a daily basis is like a piece of furniture. Now, I see two guys coming there. Maybe I'll slow down. So who am I going to talk about? They don't really talk about him this summer. The worst pain in the ass citizen in Fredericton. And I'm not going to talk about me. His name, I talk enough about me. His name is Robbie MacDonald. Robbie is the worst aggressive, pain-in-the-ass panhandler that this city has ever seen, beside Mike Cadet. But he always goes after people. He is banned from every building in this city. He's even banned from the transit bus. Robbie is not a bad person, but Robbie has mental issues. And I'll say it, it's a blog. He's a horny bastard. First time I met Robbie, I was in the tent here. And oh my God. Oh, it's a damn shame, but he's not a bad guy. But every time he goes to jail, it's under the Trespass Act. Like, he's not allowed at King's Place. Well, they see him in there, they arrest him, and then they tell him, okay, you have a fine. You can't pay the fine. Okay, your normal 30 days. Now, nobody has seen Robbie MacDonald. There's some stories around. There were so many stories that I decided to get involved and to find it. And last night I found it. And in a way, if the government would have done this job, he wouldn't have been in the predicament he was in. Here's the story. Robbie MacDonald was in jail for 30 days for a fine he couldn't pay. He done his time. As I said before, the sheriff do not return the individual to Fredericton. They drop them off St. John or Harbor Bridge and you're on your own. Robbie phoned his dad, his mom. I wish I would have had parents like that. My God, they're still sticking around. And he said, can you pick me up? They told Robbie, no, I can't pick you up. His father was busy, just hitchhike. So, Robbie hitchhiked from the Harbor Bridge. Once he hitchhiked from the Harbor Bridge, he was picked up. And God knows what was in his mind. He turned around and continued his ride. He didn't cut off to Fredericton. He went straight to St. Stephen. Not talking to myself there, just doing a rant here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's okay. So anyway, so Robbie MacDonald continue on with this guy to St. Stephen. Okay? So he didn't take the cutoff to go to Fredericton. He went to St. Stephen. Once he was in St. Stephen, and I investigated, I asked a person, why was he there? Why was he going to St. Stephen? The woman said, God knows. I said to the woman, okay, it's okay. Anyway, I said, God knows what was in his mind. Once in St. Stephen, he saw this woman in a car. He got in the car and he said, "Oh, can you drive me to Fredericton?" And the woman had a baby or a kid in the car. Next thing you know, Robbie being Robbie, the woman was scared shitless. She didn't know who Robbie was. Now, Robbie did that here in Fredericton, it would be a different story. So the woman began to drive Robbie to Fredericton. And Robbie was all, you know how Robbie is, and I'm the same way. He, hey, wait a minute. I wave at him to come over. That's the black guy. Huh? That's him. Riding a bicycle, right fast. He almost hit that little girl. Go to Google, write my name, Charles LeBlanc. Yeah, a big accident. He almost killed a little girl tonight. Yeah, that's him. That's him. He's riding that bicycle like crazy. I'm not a rat, but I gotta tell the cops. I'm sorry. I apologize. My ADHD. I wish you would have come. I'll talk to him one of these nights. Anyway, sorry. So the woman started driving Robbie to Fredericton. Once they got to Harvey, the woman says, "I gotta gas up." So no problem. She went in the washroom and she called the police. Robbie was in the car waiting. God knows what happened. He saw somebody else and he got a drive to Fredericton. So, Robbie got home. Next day he was there for about an hour. The RCMP called him and said, is Robbie there? Mom said, yes, there he is. There he is. Said, Robbie, you shouldn't be asking people at the garage for drives. You shouldn't do that, Robbie. You shouldn't do that. Well, Robbie, yeah, okay, won't happen again. That's what he always says. Next thing you know, an hour later, the RCMP and the Fredericton Police Force showed up at the door and arrested Robbie for confinement and assault. The mother told a friend, said, my God, Robbie never had his supper. He was gone, never to be seen again in Fredericton. Confinement and assault. Now, Robbie is the type, I'm the same way, we like to touch when we talk. He has ADHD big time, big time. But he's a drug addict. Now, he was in court. They made a deal. He was supposed to get 6 months. That's why when he talks with his hand, that's where he might have touched her, and that's where the assault charge is. Confinement. There was no knife involved. There was no needles. But, I'm sorry. She didn't know him. She was scared shitless. So, Robbie was supposed to get a deal with the lawyer, 6 months. But he got more than that. Robbie will be in jail till April of next year. April. Now, Robbie is not taking jail too good. Who does? Oh, some people are just fine. It's like a second home. But Robbie, when he's in jail, he has attitude. So therefore, they put him in a hole. Now, Robbie has a problem at the Provincial Jail in St. John. He can't breathe. He has a hard time to breathe. Now, people say, well, it's not the Holiday Inn. Of course not. I was in jail at the Provincial Jail because of asshole Judge Julian Dixon. He wanted me to sign a tricky condition not to go across the Westmoreland Bridge. I refused. The only bridge in Fredericton, and he ordered me. That was the blowhorn thing. I was there for 2 days, and guess what? I couldn't breathe either. Every time there was double bunk, and every time I fall asleep, I start coughing. And I was coughing. I couldn't breathe. Now, the provincial jail in St. John is right near the refinery. And I'm sure if the government made a survey, I'm sure there's a lot of them that has cancer because they were at the provincial jail. They were stuck there 24 hours a day for months. But that's another story. But if the provincial government would have drove Robbie from St. John to Fredericton, the provincial government wouldn't be paying all this cost to take care of Robbie MacDonald till April. He's not a saint. Of course, he's not. He has mental issues. He's not taking the jail situation too good. They're going to transfer him to Madawaska the next few days. That maybe he could breathe a little bit better. But we're talking about mental issues. Now, this was not trespassing or panhandling fine. This is serious confinement. Okay. You could bring a horse to water. Hi, police. You could bring a horse to water and you know the rest. Maybe Robbie, that will save his life. Time to think. This is serious stuff. Just like me. Me. The police are allowed to screw up 100 times. I'm only allowed to screw up once. And once I screw up that once, I'm going to get the maximum penalty. And the same thing is going to happen to me that's happening to Robbie right now. Because, like I said, people with mental issues cannot handle the jail, in the bar, in the cell too good. And plus, we have attitude. So the bottom line, I wish Robbie well. I hope he survived. That's where Robbie MacDonald is. The city won't see him till April. Some people will say, good riddance. Some people will say, well, you know, maybe he'll get some help. Some people will say, poor Robbie. But the bottom line is this, and this must stop. To sentence people down the street here to St. John or Miramichi, bring them in the sheriff van to all provincial jail around the province, but do not bring them back where they were sentenced. This practice has got to stop, especially with the natives. A lot of natives, they just make them walk. It's not everybody that has family and friends. Robbie has a beautiful, beautiful mother, beautiful father. They're still with him. He's 41 years old. But there's a lot of Robbie MacDonalds out there that don't have no family. They don't have no friends. But does the government care about those people? Why wait till somebody dies?